What if I told you that next session, and the session after, and the session after, you can hit PRs even if you're advanced? It doesn't have to be a crazy fatiguing 1 rep max or anything, but that set of 8 you've been stuck on, no longer. That weight you can't seem to get past, no longer. That lift that's been your weakest, no longer. And the only way you wouldn't is if you had already been using this method. But if you haven't, then expect what feels like a 20% strength buff starting today. Here's what you've got to understand though. Everything weighs 0. At least, that's how you should think about it. You might have heard powerlifters mention that you should practice how you play. And what that means is that you should try to have your form be as consistent as possible, no matter how much you're lifting. Now, of course, form can break down a little bit as you go heavier, but if it starts safe, smooth and efficient, of course you want to keep it that way, bro. And this also means that at least for 1 or 2 of the warm-ups that you do, they should be the same variation as the top set you're going to do. If you're doing a single, make your last warm-up a single. If you're doing pause reps, make your last warm-up a couple of pause reps. You get the picture, bro. But what makes this really powerful is when you start thinking about every weight you do as weighing 0. Now don't take this the wrong way, it doesn't mean that you can suddenly bench 200 kg because it weighs 0 now. But what it does do is this. Think about how most people go about their sets. If they bother to warm up properly, it feels like having to do all of this work before you can even get to your top set. Warming up wrists and shoulders and legs, then squatting the bar, then 60, then 100 before you can finally do your working set. It feels long, bro. And what this can feel like is doing a bunch of tedious work, climbing this ascending ladder of difficulty to the point where your working set feels like a goddamn final boss, bro. So of course you're not going to be able to give it your all. If you don't warm up properly, then your joints are all cooked and you're risking injury. But what if you thought about it like this? The warm-ups for your joints are like switching on the engine of a car. As you do your warm-up weights, it's like going up in gears. More energy is needed, sure, but it's not like it's physically harder to go into 2nd gear than 1st, or 4th gear than 3rd, and once you get to your working set, it's just like you worked up through the gears. Still smooth, and still easy. And so, the everything weighs 0 method shifts your perspective about the weight you're moving. Low-key, bro, just gaslight yourself into thinking that everything weighs 0, bro. Why do you think Ronnie Coleman always said, So here's what you've got to do. Number 1, have good form and keep it consistent. Proper bracing, proper control, full range of motion. The warm-ups and the working sets are the same. Give all of them intention. Number 2, understand that everything weighs 0. Let's say you're going to go for 100 kg bench PR. The way you need to think about all the warm-ups, the bar, 40 kg, 60 kg, 80 kg, is that they weigh 0. And 100 kg, even if it sounds daunting and big to hit 2 plates for the first time, really isn't that different. Don't be stressing so much about going for a PR, bro. It's just weight, man. And that weight weighs 0. Number 3, stop applying limits on what you think you're capable of. We've all had that experience where either you or your gym bro misloads the weight you're gonna do. You think you're benching 60 kg, but it's actually 70, and it still moves. You surprise yourself and realize you're actually a lot stronger than you thought. We've all seen crazy stuff on social media. Jan Barsegel repping clean muscle ups, Nonso Chinye deadlifting 415 kg, and if you're anything like me, you might have been inspired by feats like this, but almost detached them from reality. It's not even a real possibility that someone, let alone you, could do stuff like that. Seeing crazy stuff in person can definitely help, but most of all you need to realise that you can do it as well. But Paras, surely they all have elite genetics. They've been training for ages, or they're just on steroids, right? And look, there's definitely truth to a lot of that. But I also want you to understand this. There's someone natural with very similar genetics to you who 5 years down the line would be even stronger than the freaks that we've mentioned. And the only difference between you and them would be what you decide to do and believe. And 5 years might sound like a long time, but deep it, bro. COVID, 5.5 years ago. 2016, 9 years ago. Time flies, man, so you might as well get strong in the process. And let's not lie to ourselves, bro. We want to get insanely strong. We want to feel powerful, free. We want people to do a double take when they see us spamming crazy skills and feats of strength on the daily. And most of all, we want to do ourselves proud, knowing that we've not wasted our potential or lived with the agony of regret. And limits, they have no place in that. I believe the only things that can really stop someone are fear and distraction. And these apply at both the macro and the micro level. If you're afraid of what people might think, distract yourself with overstimulation, years can go by where you're not focused on what matters to you. But it also applies with something as simple as a PR. It can only happen long term. You can only keep PRing in the absence of fear and distraction. You need to stop stressing, stop losing focus, give every set the same intention, and realize that all of the weights you move don't weigh anything at all. When you realize that everything weighs zero, you can PR every session, whether that's an extra rep, a cleaner hold, a higher weight. All of that comes within reach, and using it, I've already accomplished all of this. And this is where I'm going. Imagine that feeling, bro. PRing every session, looking more and more like your dream physique. Thick, strong, flexible, fast, being able to rep out muscle ups with ease, flying over the bar, making your strength goals your warm-up weights, holding skills you previously thought were impossible. All of this is possible with the right mindsets, the right knowledge, and the right approach. And that's exactly what the Limitless Strength Blueprint is. Use the top link in the description, answer a few simple questions, and get on a call with me. Nice and chill, audio only, no pressure, just a conversation about what your future strength looks like. And you never know, it might just be the difference you need. By booking that call, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So check that out right now. And as always, remember, bro, keep improving.